Linda's mink transformation. So you'll notice that in this photograph, there isn't a fur coat. There are just pieces of a coat. And the reason for this is that Linda wanted to take part in making of her own fur throw. I thought it was a fabulous idea. So Linda removed her lining, cut some of the pieces apart, removed the sleeve area and the collar area. She did a wonderful job because she had experience with sewing. So here are the pieces, and I was able to use them. They all were done very, very well. Once I laid everything out, I noticed that the fur itself did not lie as straight as I would like, and it did fan out quite a bit. So I needed to make strips. So here I am removing the top part, and I am going to be making the largest strip possible from the front, or actually the back of the coat, which will be the center portion of the throw. The bottom part here I'm removing because that part, or that little piece, was a little on the hard side, so I was going to remove that because I wouldn't be sewing on it. Next, I'm going to make a nice straight strip, and I'm going to try to follow the lines that are already present in the fur. And as I cut the side strips off, some of those are going to be diagonal and or triangular, and I'm going to be using those either in the border, or I might piece them together to make an additional panel. I try not to use those too often to make the panels because later on you'll see that when I put those panels together, you won't have the straight lines that I have now. So the goal here is to have as many straight lines as possible. I use my ruler as a guide. I don't cut onto the ruler, but I go gently against the side of the ruler, and it works really, really well. I don't rub the blade along the ruler, obviously. It would dull the blade pretty quickly. So here are those triangular pieces that I was talking about. You'll notice that they are not all straight, and they're not going to be. So what I'll do is I will pin them together and try to make a nice piece, but it's not going to be completely straight. So some of those angles you'll be able to see in the panel. But like I said, I'm going to try to use those in the border. These two pieces here on the sleeves are definitely going to be made into one of the panels. The top part will be used for the border. And nothing goes to waste, so these two smaller pieces here, I'm going to straighten them out, and then I'm going to clip them together to make an additional panel. The collars will be used later on. And the white package that was there was the lining. So here are the pieces that are laid together, trying to figure out what would be the best configuration. Once it's all sewn together, I'm going to wet down some of the spots so it will lie flat. And here you see some of the pieces that I have for the border. And that's with the border attached with the cotton lining on the backing. So the customer chose to use a pre-quilted lining instead of her own, which is perfectly fine. It comes out quite lovely. I think it's just gorgeous. Here is just a picture of the corners and the backing and a little note from the customer. Come visit us at dinahsquilts.com.